So you're thinking about making a move to McKinney, Texas, but you want to know the good and the bad before you do? Well, that's exactly what we're going to cover in this video. We're going to go over pros and cons of living in McKinney, Texas, and you're going to want to stick around because we're getting after it right now. If this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living in North Dallas, then subscribe below, tap the bell for notifications so you can be the first to know about the current real estate market here in the North Dallas and surrounding areas. My name is Preston, and we get calls, emails, and texts from people just like you every day looking to make a move to Dallas, and we absolutely love it. Whether you're looking to move in 9 days or 90 days, give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email. We'd be happy to help you make a smooth move to North Dallas. So the neighbor's house is currently being built, and so there was quite a bit of construction noise, so we went ahead and moved to the other side of the house. So as I was saying, we're going to be going over the pros and cons of living in McKinney, Texas. So the first pro that I would have to say would be location, location, location. McKinney's in a great spot, just kind of a central location north of Dallas. You're going to be surrounded by places such as Plano, Frisco, Allen, Prosper, all the other top hot locations that people want to be at. So if you're looking for a place where you can get to the store really quick, restaurants, entertainment, or anything in that nature, no matter where you live in McKinney, you're going to be able to get to those in a moderate amount of time, whether it be minutes or up to 10, 15 minutes tops, if you're trying to get to any location in McKinney. And like I said, if they don't have it here in McKinney, what you're looking for, you can definitely get to it in one of those neighboring cities. Places like Plano and Frisco may have a few more options as far as entertainment goes. So if that's something you want to do, it's still a quick jump over to the next city. The next pro would definitely have to be the school system. So one of the main concerns of people moving here is going to be the school ratings. So, people are moving from all over the country. They want their kids to be taken care of and get a great education. Well, McKinney's a great place for that. They were rated as A+ rated schools by niche.com. Definitely at one of the top school districts in the state. I believe they were ranked number 39 by niche.com. As a school system. So lots of options there. There's some lots of public schools, private schools, 3 major high schools. They do take pride in the school system here. They just built a $60+ million, I guess it was kind of a while back now, but $60+ million football stadium for events, for not just sports, for concerts and other great school activities that go on there. So school system's really great. You're also surrounded by cities such as Frisco, Plano, and Prosper. And one of the great things about that is that you can actually be in McKinney and still go to the Prosper and Frisco school district. Didn't mean to throw Plano in there, but yeah, so if you can still live in McKinney, get a little more for your money maybe, especially compared to Frisco, and still have your kids go to that Frisco school if you think that fits your kid better, but there's still lots of great options here in McKinney as well. Another big pro would definitely be the downtown here in McKinney, which is better known as the McKinney Square. Man, it is a super, super hot spot. It's definitely had tons of growth over the years. Man, I think there's 24 restaurants currently, probably a little more than that now, and over 120 unique shops. So it's definitely one of the hottest and nicest downtowns that I've seen in North Texas. It's definitely one of my favorite, and I think if you were to talk to any locals that live here or people that have visited McKinney, Texas, they're going to tell you that the downtown is where it's at. So whether you're looking to get a bite to eat, go shopping, whatever you'd like to do, they have tons of family events during the holidays and year-round. There's always something going on in downtown McKinney. So if you're ever bored or want to get out with the family or have a date night, it's a great place to go. Guys, if you're going with your wife or your girlfriend to downtown McKinney, make sure they leave their wallet at home, or you leave your wallet. May help you out a little bit. So downtown McKinney is definitely the place to be. We'll definitely have to check that out later on as well. Another pro would be the outdoor activities here in McKinney. So you're surrounded by parks and nature. There's tons of golf courses. I believe there's 50 registered parks on their website that you can go to. So whatever you're looking to do as far as like camping, golfing, fishing, catch and release ponds, looking to do anything to do with parks or activities outside, we're going to have it here in McKinney. There's also, I believe, 60 plus miles of biking and hiking trails here in McKinney. So I know that's not the norm. When you go around Texas, it's kind of, congested in some areas and they don't have a lot of, green space, but McKinney has a lot of that, and they take pride in their parks and in their recreational activities. Another pro would have to be that McKinney is one of the safest cities in America. It was recently rated the third safest city in America for its size, right behind Frisco at that number 2 spot. So definitely an awesome place if you're looking for a safe place for your family and you're worried, you're concerned about that area. Definitely not a huge concern for you if you're moving to McKinney. There's a great police presence here. We have amazing first responders. So you're going to be well taken care of in this community when it comes to safety. That shouldn't be a big issue. They continue to lower the number of crime rates compared to the capita of the city throughout the years. So there's not a lot of cons to living in McKinney. As you heard, a lot of those pros. It is the 4th fastest growing city in the nation currently, and that's for a reason. So, but one of the cons I would have to say is, if you're moving to this area and you don't like the heat, July and August definitely won't be your favorite time of year. So it definitely gets hot in those months. But it's definitely not as bad as places like, further down south in the Houston area. So it does get humid here, but nothing like it would on the coast. So if you don't like the heat, it may be tough for you, but if you don't, you can also wait a few months and the weather will change. So it's kind of strange, you can, right now it's here in the fall and you wake up in the morning and you're cold and you got a jacket on, and by midday you just got a t-shirt on, and by the later in the afternoon you're sweating. So if you don't like the weather, just wait a few minutes here in Texas. We did have the Snowmageddon, as it was called, last year, but that is not the norm. That was a once in a lifetime event, hopefully, because it definitely doesn't get too bad in here over here in the winter time. We see snow maybe once a year. Sometimes it skips. Snow is definitely not an issue here for the most part. But yeah, if you like the change in weather and all the seasons, McKinney definitely is a great place for that. I guess another con would be to the commute to Dallas. So if you are moving here and you do live in Dallas, McKinney may be a little stretch for you. There are a lot of people that do make that commute. And I guess if you're moving from places like New York or LA or Chicago, and I tell you that there's a 45 to 50 minute commute to Dallas, that you're like, wow, that's not bad at all. I commute 2 hours. So it depends on the person's perspective, of course, whether you like to commute that far or not. But that is one con that we hear every once in a while, is it may not be ideal for somebody who's driving to downtown Dallas every day, because you're going to be leaving during those rush hours and when all the traffic hits. So it's not bad compared to some places, but it is a little further north than some people like to be. Another con would probably have to be public transportation. So there is no form of public transportation here in McKinney. So if you do move here, you're definitely going to have a vehicle, probably one for each of you, or how many people that are moving here. Because if you want to get anywhere, that's kind of the way that it is. You just have to drive everywhere. That's also true for most of the neighboring cities. They do have some public transportation in areas like Plano, but it's definitely more car dependent than most places. People do bike on the west side of town mostly, but basically that's for recreational activities. But if somebody's getting somewhere, they definitely need a vehicle when they come down here. I would say the last con would be it's a competitive market. As I said many times before, it's the 4th fastest growing city in the nation, so you're going to be competing with quite a few other buyers. This is a hot place to be. There's not a lot of inventory. The recent report we had, I know this is subject to change at any time, there was 2 weeks of inventory on the market. A healthy market's about 3 to 4 months of inventory on the market. So if you do like a house, you need to jump on it quick. So a lot of times we have people that aren't coming in for 2 weeks or a month, and they want to go see a house and they want us to schedule it. Well, there's almost no chance that home will be there. There are some that sit a little longer, the ones that are priced a little too high, or they have something maybe wrong with them, or financing fell out previously. But yeah, it is a competitive market. There is usually multiple offers, and you're going to be competing with a handful of other people. So that's something to keep in mind, but that's why you need an experienced real estate agent such as myself that can send in that winning offer and be competitive with the other people and doing things a little outside of the ordinary that others aren't doing. We'd be happy to help you make that move and make that happen regardless of where the real estate market is. We're going to know how to compete and be experienced in those areas. So that's all I got right now for the pros and cons in this specific video over McKinney, Texas. If you didn't get a chance, check out the map video and the vlog video of McKinney, Texas. There'll be quite a few more coming in the near future. Definitely check that out. Subscribe below, tap the bell for notifications so you can be the first to be notified about the current real estate market here in North Texas. And feel free to give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email so we can help you make a smooth move to North Dallas.